Greetings, greetings, greetings. I hope I find you well, and it is always my pleasure to have you on this business channel. If you are running any business, whether you are in the mining sector, you are a farmer, you are a car dealer, any business, any sector, this is the right channel to subscribe to. The business principles and the wisdom that I share on this platform is relevant to what is happening in this real world, in this real time. Therefore, you will not regret spending your time here. Rather, you will be investing rather than spending. Today, I want to touch on two business principles that every businessman and every businesswoman must know. These are a must. Today's class you cannot afford to miss because this is the foundation. On the same note, we are still on the introduction to wealth, and the reason why it seems like we are taking more time on this, we want each and every one of us to be able to define what is wealth, what is dominance, so that as we move forward, we'll be moving on the same page. A point will come where I'll be dishing out bones. This will be heavy stuff, and not many will be able to grasp and comprehend this information. To some, it will sound like confusion. To some, it will be total confusion. But in these deep things of the business, that is where the success, the influence is hidden. I have managed to acquire and own what I have in my life because that is why I was born. I'm saying a few because what God has for me in stock is a total shock. I want to share with you some business principles, and I want to start by making a shocking statement. Do you know that a man was not created to attend church meetings, to be prayer warriors? Surprise. I'm a believer just like you, born again just like you, and I'm saying these things to you. If we read from the book of Genesis, chapter number 1, verse number 1, we see why God created man. Because he tells us. You know, Genesis chapter number 1 and chapter number 2, they are business chapters, investment chapters, management chapters. Some see the Bible as a religious book, but to me it is a business book. The Bible is the best business book ever written. You know, I've read quite a number of books, and I'm still reading because leaders are readers. I've read The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump, The Burden of Freedom by Dr. Miles, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon, Poor Dad, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert, 42 Laws of Power, Who Moved My Cheese, Awaken the Giant Within, 5 a.m. Club. I've read quite a number of books, and all these books combined together, they do not match the wisdom that is found in the Bible. Business. You need the Bible. It's business. Genesis chapter number 1, verse number 1. God created the heavens and the earth. And we are already touching the first business principle. God created the heavens and the earth, which means it is his property. This is business. Everything in it and all those who dwell in it, belongs to God. Even your employees belongs to God. You know, when you believe that whatever you have, you own or belongs to you, you are doing business the wrong way. That is why you find that today you have your job, today you have your business, and tomorrow everything is gone. Everything is gone. Those who do business in South Africa know what I'm talking about. You go to bed with a company worth millions of rands, and tomorrow there's violence in the street. And you know how our brothers in South Africa behave. They come to your shop, they come to your factory, they come to your premises, they loot, they take everything. If they just loot, it's much better. Sometimes they just burn for the sake of burning. You know, when destruction occurs, or when God allows destruction, it is not there to destroy us, but to remind us that we don't own anything. You know what I'm talking about. We have seen this so many times on the internet, on TV. Is it not interesting that God begins the entire Bible with just one sentence? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. First business principle: you own nothing. A good business person is always aware that he or she does not have ownership. And when you believe this, God will give you influence over much. You know, Jesus said, I quote, "Whatever you have will be taken away from you, and whatever you lose will be given unto you." Business principles. Let's jump to verse number 26 of Genesis chapter number 1. God said, "Let us make man in our own image and our own likeness, and let them have dominion." We are back to the very same question that we had before. Why did God create a man? And in verse number 26, God is saying, "Let us make man in our own image, in our likeness, and let them have dominion over the earth." In this chapter, there are no churches, there are no ministries, there are no intercessions, there are no cell groups, no prophets, no pastors, no preachers. And God said, "This is good. I like this. I like this." You know, this is one of my favorite scriptures in the entire Bible. Dominion. So God created men, and he blessed them, and he said unto them, "Multiply, be fruitful, replenish and subdue over all the earth." So God created man to have dominion over the earth. Now, what is dominion? God created man to have dominion over the earth. What is dominion? Firstly, dominion means to rule. Secondly, to control. Thirdly, to govern. Fourthly, to have influence, to have stewardship, to lead. So when you are reading this scripture, you should put all these words in this verse. So in other words, we are saying God created man and said unto them, "Let them lead, let them have stewardship, let them govern, let them rule, let them have control over the fish of the sea, over the beast of the field." This is agriculture. Over the birds of the air. This is tourism. And God said, "This is good." Dominion. second business principle.